Welcome to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful baby coat, sweater, or cardigan for baby boys and girls between 12 and 18 months. I'm also going to show you how to crochet the matching baby bonnet. The stitch that I used to make both the cardigan and the bonnet is the moss stitch. It's very easy to make, so I hope you like it. Now, this little cardigan, sweater, and bonnet is for 12 to 18 months, like I said, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from 3 to 6 months and up to 2 years old. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get started, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 5.5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this medium number 4 yarn. This is the brand of yarn that I'm using. It's called Brava Worsted Weight. This is a number 4 yarn. You can also use Aran weight yarn, as I'm going to be using this other color here. This is Stylecraft Special Aran in this lipstick red color, and I'll also be using some of this pale rose color by the same brand. I have a lot of leftover yarn that I want to use up, so this is going to be perfect. The first thing that we're going to do is the yoke. So I plan to make the yoke a bit more colorful, so I'll be using those two colors there. Now to begin, I have 51 chains. If you want to make your sweater bigger or smaller, the stitch multiple here to the base chain is multiples of 2 plus 1. Now to begin, on the second chain from the hook, I'm going to make a single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next, and so on. This is how I'm going to continue for this first row. I'm just going to make single crochets. So continue, and I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 50 single crochets. Now for the second row, chain 2 and turn. Here what we're going to do is we're going to skip the first single crochet, and into the second I'm going to make a single crochet, chain 1. Skip 1 single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet, chain 1. Skip 1 single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet, chain 1. This is all I'm going to do. Just chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, and into the next a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, and into the next single crochet, chain 1. Continue like this to the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 2 single crochets here left, and then I did a chain 1 here. So into the last single crochet, insert your hook. Now I'm going to introduce the new color here. So with both colors, I'm going to grab a loop here like this and close the single crochet like this. See, I have the gray and the red. And now with the red color only, close, chain 2 like this. Now pull on the gray here so that this stitch here closes, and now the red color is our main color. Now turn, and now inside each one of these chain 1 spaces, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Now chain 1 again, jump to the next chain 1 space and do the same thing. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then chain 1, jump to the next chain 1 space and do single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, jump to the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, jump to the next chain 1 space and do the same thing. This is all we're going to do. Continue like this, and I will meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of the third row. I have 23 of these clusters. Now here at the end I did a chain, and to finish we're going to go here on top of this last chain right there, and we're going to make a single crochet. But I've already cut my yarn, so I'm just going to grab both colors like this, and I'm going to grab a loop and make my single crochet. To close this single crochet, I'm going to do it with this pale rose color like this. Perfect. Now chain 2, turn, In this row, what we're going to do is the following. We have the first chain one space, so insert your hook right there and make a single crochet, chain one. And then we have our first cluster, and right in the middle we have the chain one space. So go in there and make a single crochet, chain one, and then we have the chain one space, make a single crochet, chain one, and then we have the next cluster, and right in the middle of these two single crochets we have that chain one space, so insert your hook there and make a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, right in the middle of these two, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, in the middle of these two, single crochet, chain one, and so on. This is all I'm going to do for this fourth row, and that's what it looks like. So continue like this all the way to the end, and I'll meet you there to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end. I have a chain one here at the end, so to finish I'm just going to go on top of this last stitch right there, and here I'm going to introduce the gray color. So in the previous row, the second row here, I had not cut my yarn, so I'm just going to grab both colors like this, and with the gray color I'm going to close this single crochet. Now for the fifth row with this gray color, chain two and turn. In this row, what we're going to do here is inside each one of the chain one spaces, you're going to make a single crochet, chain one, jump to the next and do a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, and so on. This is all we're going to do. Don't forget to chain one after you do your single crochet. Single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one inside each one of the chain one spaces from your previous row. Continue like this to the end of this fifth row. I'm here at the end of this fifth row. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So here to finish, I have one chain here. We're going to go on top of the last single crochet. I'm going to stop using this gray color and I'm going to bring in this red. So with both colors, grab a loop, bring it through the front with the red color, close this single crochet, pull the gray, and then chain two, turn, and here we're going to do the same thing we did on these two rows. Inside each one chain one space, you're going to do a single crochet, chain one, into the next, single crochet, chain one, into the next, single crochet, chain one. That's all I'm going to do for this sixth row, so continue like this and I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this sixth row. Here at the end I have a chain. Now to finish, we're going to go here to the end of this last stitch right there, and we have this pink here. We're going to grab both colors, the red and the pink, and we're going to grab a loop like this. Now to close this single crochet with the pink, you're going to close the single crochet and now leave the red there, chain two with the pink and turn. Here we're going to do the same thing we have done in these last three rows. Inside each one of the spaces, beginning here where we did the last chain here, make a single crochet, chain one, into the next, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one. That's all we're going to do for the seventh row, so continue and I will meet you at the end of this row. That's what it looks like. Okay, I'm here at the end of this seventh row. Here at the end I have one chain. Now we're going to start the next row with the gray, so to finish here we're going to go here to the side where we have these two chains and we're going to grab a loop like this with both colors. Now with the next color, finish closing this last single crochet. Now there's no need for you to cut your yarn, as you can see, so once we finish this row in gray, you're going to grab the red color and then start the same row and then come here to the end and then finish your row with the red and then grab this rose color. And that's all we're going to do. Now for the last four rows, I've had a total of 50 single crochets for each row, not counting the chain one space. So from here on, that's what you're going to have. Remember, here at the end we finish with a single crochet, then we chain two, so those two chains count as one stitch. So in total 50 single crochets for the last 4 rows that we've had. So in each row you've had 50 single crochets. Now from here on you're just going to continue in the same way. We're just going to make these rows of single crochet chain 1, and we're going to change color. So here with the gray color I'm going to chain 2. This is going to be the 8th row, and turn. And into this first chain 1 space you're going to make a single crochet chain 1, into the next space single crochet chain 1, into the next space single crochet chain 1. You're going to continue like this to the end of this row. Here at the end you're going to finish by making your last single crochet here at the end. Grab both colors and then start your next row in this red color, and then continue for the 9th row. And then when you finish the 9th row, you're going to stop using the red color and pick up the pink, and then continue, and so on. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do from here on, so continue watching and I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished the 10th row, which was in the color pink. So far I have done a total of 7 rows of chain 1 single crochet. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now for the 11th row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Here in this row, we're going to make an increase. So this is how you're going to do the increase. Into this first chain 1 space, you're going to make a single crochet, chain 1. Into the next chain 1 space, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and then a single crochet into this same space. Here's the increase. Again, chain 1, into the next, make a single crochet, chain 1, and into the next one you're going to repeat the increase. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into the same space, and then 1 single crochet, chain 1, and into the next repeat the increase. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. This is all we're going to do for this 11th row, so continue and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this 11th row. Up to here I have 73 single crochets. Now to finish, don't forget to chain 1 here at the end, and we're going to grab both colors here so that I can make my last single crochet here where we have the 2 chains. So grab a loop like this, bring it through the front, and with the red color here, finish this last single crochet. And now you should finish with 74 single crochets for this 11th row. Now for the 12th row, chain 2 and turn, and here beginning into this first chain 1 space, you're going to make a single crochet, chain 1. In the middle of these 2 single crochets we have a chain, so make a single crochet, chain 1, then single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. In the middle of these next 2, same thing, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. Continue for this 12th row in this way and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this 12th row. I have a total of 73 single crochets up to here. I need to make 1 more so that I finish with 74. So insert your hook here at the end where we have the 2 chains, and here we're going to grab both colors like this, and with the pink color I'm going to close this last single crochet. Now I have 74 single crochets. Now for the 13th row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, inside each one of the chain 1 spaces, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. It's the same thing we did on these rows here, right here. The only difference is that we're now going to have 74 single crochets at the end of every row. Remember, the 2 chains count as a stitch, and so does the last single crochet that we do where we change colors. Now we're going to do this for a couple more rows. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching and I will let you know exactly how many more rows I'm going to do, and then we're going to divide the sleeves. So continue and I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 14th row. Now in the next row, we're going to divide the sleeves. I have a total of 74 single crochets all around. So the yoke is done. It's measuring from here to here. It's measuring about 4 inches, which is about 10 centimeters. Now in the next row, we're going to divide the sleeves. So for the front panels, each one of them, I have 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I have a stitch marker. For the sleeves, I have 18 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then for the back, I have 18. And then for the other sleeve, 18 single crochets. And then here for the front panel, I have 10. So 10, 10, 18, 18, and then 18 for the back. Now, in this next row, we're going to divide the sleeves. I'm going to continue with just one color from here on. So for the first row, we're going to start counting rows again. Chain 2 and turn. And into this first chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1. Into the next, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on until you come here to the first stitch marker. I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to divide the sleeve. Okay, I finished making these 10 single crochets. I'm not counting the 2 chains here. I'm just counting the single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now to divide the sleeve, we're going to chain 4. Now we're going to skip 18 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and into this chain 1 space where I have my stitch marker, make a single crochet. Now chain 1, and into the next chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, and continue like this for the back side. I will meet you right about here where I have the next stitch marker to show you how we're going to divide the other sleeve. Okay, I did a total of 19 single crochets from here where we divided. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 single crochets for the back side. Now to divide the other sleeve, chain 4. Skip 18 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and into this chain 1 space here, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then continue and finish this front panel with the remaining 10 single crochets. I'll meet you here at the end of this first row. I finished making these last 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we have a total of 39 single crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning. So that's a total of 40 single crochets, or 39 single crochets plus the 2 chains. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to turn. Now in this row, we're going to make some increases here under the sleeve. So let me show you what we're going to do. Into the first space, make a single crochet, chain 1, that's 1 single crochet. Into the next, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single crochets, and into the first chain right here, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and into this same chain, make another single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, and into the third chain right here, make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet again. These 2 are the increases here. Now jump to the first chain 1 space of the back side. Don't forget to chain 1 here, and make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into each one of the chain 1 spaces until you come here to this other end. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to divide the sleeve. I finished making these single crochets for the back side. I'm right here into this last chain 1 space. Now you're going to chain 1 and jump to the first chain right here, and into this first chain you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, and into the third chain right here make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then jump to the first chain 1 space of this front panel and make a single crochet, chain 1, and then continue and finish this second row. I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I finished making this second row. I have a total of 45 single crochets plus the 2 chains here. So if you count the 2 chains, that's 46 single crochets. Now for the third row, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to turn. Now here we're going to work these stitches in the same way. So into the first chain 1 space, make your first single crochet. That's 1, 2, chain 1, 3, 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 single crochets. Now we have the 2 increases that we did on the previous row. We have a single crochet, chain 1 single crochet. Into this chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then into this same space make a single crochet. Here's another increase. Then we have a chain 1 space between the 2 increases, make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Here's the second increase, and then we have the last increase, a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet right in the middle. Into the chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Now we're going to go here into the first chain 1 space for the back side right here, and we're just going to continue. Here, don't forget to chain 1. I almost forgot. So just continue and work these stitches here for the back side, and I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to do the same thing we did here under this other sleeve. Okay, I finished making these single crochets for the back side. I'm right here where I have my last chain 1 space. Now chain 1, and we have the first increase. We have a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So right in the middle, make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then right here between the 2 increases I have a chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then right in the middle of these 2 single crochets make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So here you should have 6 single crochets. That's 2, 4, 6. Now don't forget to chain 1 here, and into this first chain 1 space make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then again single crochet, chain 1, and so on. I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. I have a total of 51 single crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning. Now for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now into this first chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, and I'm going to do this until I come to the stitches that we did under the sleeve where we increased. I'm going to show you what we're going to do there. We're not going to make any more increases, but if you feel that you need to make more increases, then you just do it in the same way that I showed you. You make 2 single crochets separated by a chain in the center. That would be the increase. Okay, so here we have the 2 single crochets, and in the center we have a chain 1 space. So make a single crochet, chain 1, and then we have the chain here separating the increases. Make a single crochet, chain 1, and then again we have the 2 single crochets, and in the center make a single crochet, chain 1, and then again we have a chain separating the increases, so make a single crochet, chain 1, and the last increase in the center make a single crochet, chain 1, and so on. So continue like this. Now just working your same pattern stitch until you come to this other end. Here you're going to do the same thing and then continue and finish this fourth row. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of the 4th row. I have a total of 51 single crochets plus the 2 chains at the beginning. Now from here on, this is the row that we're going to repeat from here on. That's all we're going to do. So to start you off here, you're just going to chain 2 and turn, and inside each one of the chain 1 spaces you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. From here on, we're just going to do this one row, and you're always going to finish with the same number of single crochets, which is 51. Not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do for the rest of the sweater. I may decide to change maybe a couple rows and do them in a different color just to give it some color here to the sweater. I may do it at the bottom though, but we'll see. Just continue watching and I'll let you know exactly how many rows. So continue and I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I did a total of 32 rows. From here up to here where we divided the sleeves, we have 32 rows, and it's measuring from the top of the neckline down to the last row. It's measuring about 31 centimeters, which is about 12.25 inches. Now you can make this part longer here. I'm just going to leave it like this. Here at the end, right before I finished, I did one row in red and in pink, and then finished with the row in gray. Now this side here is going to be the right side, so you should finish right here on this side. If you want to make it longer, just make sure you finish here on the right side, because we're going to start making single crochets along this side. So from here on, I put a stitch marker here just to mark the right side. This is where I started my chain, so that helps you find your right side. There it is. So here, what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to make single crochets along the side. So to do this, we're going to chain 1, and into this same stitch where I did my last single crochet, make a single crochet, and then I'm going to skip this row here, and into this next row I'm going to make a single crochet. Now there is no right or wrong way of doing this. Here what I want to do is just have single crochets here, so that this part here is not it doesn't shrink, or there isn't too many stitches here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another single crochet into the next row, then I'm going to skip this row, and into the next I'm going to make a single crochet like this, and then single crochet into the next, skip this next row, and into the next make a single crochet, single crochet into the next row, skip this single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet. So you're going to do 2 single crochets, then skip 1 row, and so on all the way to the top. Again, like I said, there is no right or wrong way of doing this. The important thing is that when we finish this side, you're going to do the same thing on the other side, and you're going to have the same number of stitches. So continue, and I'll meet you right here, and I'll let you know exactly how many stitches I'm going to do. So I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, did a total of 34 stitches. If you have less or more, it's okay. As long as this here looks okay to you, then that's fine. The important thing is that when we do the other side, you're going to have the same number of stitches. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 more rows. So we're going to chain 1, turn, and we're going to work our way down making single crochets. So like this. 1 single crochet on each one of the single crochets that you did, and you're going to have the same number of stitches. For me, I have 34, so I'm going to make 34 single crochets. Now when I get here to the bottom, I'm going to chain 1, turn, and then work my way up again, making the same 34 single crochets. I'll meet you back at the end of the 3rd row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I did a total of 3 rows, and this is what it looks like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work the neckline here. So into this last single crochet, make a single crochet. This is the corner stitch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work front post single crochets all around. Now if it's easier for you, you can just work single crochets on each one of these chains to the end. I'm going to do this with front post single crochet. So to do this, we have the first stitch right here. So work a front post single crochet into the next front post single crochet, and then front post single crochet like this. That's all I'm going to do all around the neckline. So continue, and I will meet you at the other side. Okay, I finished making the neckline and this is what it looks like. Now what we're going to do is this side here, and we're going to make sure to have the same number of stitches as we did here on this side and the same number of rows. So to do this here, I'm going to go into this last stitch right there, and I'm going to work 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Now I'm going to work my way down, just making single crochets, and I'm going to make sure to have the same number of stitches as I did on the other side. For me, it was 34, so that's how I'm going to do this side here. So when I finish here, I'm going to chain 1, turn, and then work my way up for the second row. Here at the end of the second row, I'm going to chain 1, turn, and then work my way down for the third row. I'll meet you at the end of the third row. Okay, I finished this last row here at the end. I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then passed my yarn through that last loop, and then I just hid my ends on the inside. Now, I did not add any buttonholes on this side. What I plan to do is the spaces in between the stitches here, the single crochets, can be used as buttonholes. So you can add as many buttons as you want. I added 3, so you can use these little space in between as buttonholes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add sleeves, just like I did here on this one. It's very easy. The only thing that we do is we worked a total of 18 rows using the 5.5mm crochet hook, and then for a total of 12 rows we do the rest. And this is what it looks like. So here, let me show you what you need to do. You're going to do it in the exact same way as I did here on this side. So both sides are the same. So we're going to go here under the sleeve, and this next row, we're going to work this row from the inside. So we're going to turn it like this. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, and with this 5.5mm crochet hook, we are going to go right here, right in the center of the sleeve. So insert your hook right there. I'm going to make a loop here, bring it through the front, chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a single crochet, chain 1, and right about here into this next gap, I'm going to make a single crochet, then chain 1, and then I'm going to go to this space. That's where we divided the sleeve, so make a single crochet, chain 1, and now single crochet, chain 1 all around. So into the chain 1 space, you're just going to make a single crochet, chain 1. So continue like this all around, and I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I'm here at this other side of the sleeve. I have 20 single crochets up to here. Now chain 1, and I'm going to go into this next space right here. Insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into this last space right here, grab a loop, 3 loops on the hook, close. So here I did a single crochet decrease right there. So now don't chain 1 here because I'm going to decrease 1 on the next row. So now just go here on top of the first single crochet that we did here at the beginning and join with a slip stitch. So now with this last single crochet that I did, you should have 21 single crochets. So now for the second row, chain 1 and turn. We're going to have to turn for every row. So here we're going to find the first chain 1 space right here, not here because this is the single crochet decrease that we did. So into the first chain 1 space right here, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then continue all around the sleeve, just making single crochet, chain 1 into each one of the chain 1 spaces from your previous row. Okay, so continue, and I'll meet you here at this other end right here to show you how we're going to finish this second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. Up to here I have 20 single crochets. Now don't chain 1 here at the end, but go directly on top of the first single crochet that we did and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the second row with 20 single crochets. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. Go directly on top of the first chain 1 space, which is this one here after the last single crochet that we did, and make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into each one of the chain 1 spaces. like this. So continue for this third row and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. Up to here I have 19 single crochets. From here on, we are always going to continue with 19 single crochets. So here at the end, make sure that you chain one. If you don't chain one, then in the next row you're going to have 18. We don't want that. So we do need this chain one here at the end. So to finish, go on top of the first single crochet that we did right here and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fourth row and all the rows to follow, you're always going to chain one and turn, and you're always going to make your first single crochet into the first chain one space. This is the last chain that we did before we finished that third row. So into this chain one space, make a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, and so on all around this fourth row. Continue and I'll meet you here at the end once again to show you how to finish each row from here on and how to start each row. So I'll meet you here. I'm here at the end of the fourth row. Up to here I have 19 single crochets. So to finish, don't forget to chain one always at the end of every row, and you need to go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. And that's how you're going to finish each row from here on. Now to begin every row from here on, you're going to chain one and turn. You're always going to turn for every row. And to begin, you're going to go into the first chain one space, this one here, and make a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one into each one of the chain one spaces, like this. This is all we're going to do. We're going to do this for a total of about 18 rows. So you're going to continue in the same way, just like I showed you. You're always going to have 19 single crochets. And then once you finish those 18 rows, you're going to switch to a 5mm crochet hook, and you're going to do that for about 8 rows. We're at the fourth row, which is about here, and then you're going to continue up to the 18th row, then change hooks to the 5mm crochet hook and then work 8 more rows. So I'll meet you at the end of that 8th row, so which is about here. Okay, so I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 8th row using this 5mm crochet hook. So for a total of 18 rows, this part here, we did it using a 5.5mm crochet hook, and then we switched to a 5mm crochet hook for 8 rows. So I'm at the end of the 8th row. So here to finish, chain one, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this part here where we join a new color. In this case it's red, and then I'm going to do pink and then finish with 2 rows in gray. So that's what you're going to do. So let me show you this, how you're going to change your yarn color. You're just going to grab this, insert your hook into the same stitch, and then grab a loop in the new color, bring it through the front, pass it through this loop in gray, pull the gray color here, and now with the new color, the red, you're going to chain one, turn, and into the first chain one space, this one here, make your first single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, and so on all around. When you finish with this color, you're going to join here to the top of the first single crochet, make a slip stitch, cut your yarn, and then join in the same way that I showed you, and then make 1 row in the next color. For me was pink, and then I finished with 2 rows in gray. Now you don't have to change color if you don't want to, so you would just continue for the next 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finish the sleeve. So that's how we're going to work this part. So continue, and I'll meet you once it's done to show you the finished sweater. Okay, I finished making this second row in this color gray. Here at the end, all I did was just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through this last loop. So all I need to do now is just hide my ends, and the sleeve is done, and that's what it looks like. So now you're going to do the exact same thing we did here on this other side. It's exactly the same. You're going to do it exactly in the same way. So here's the finished little sweater. That's what it looks like. Now let me give you the finished measurements. From the top of the neckline down to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 11.25 inches, which is about 28.5 centimeters. from under the sleeve up to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 7 inches, which is about 18 centimeters. From the top of the neckline down to the end here, it's measuring about 34 centimeters, which is about 13.25 inches, and around the waist here, this part here, the chest area actually, it's measuring about 54 centimeters, which is about 21.25 inches. So based on these measurements, this little sweater is for baby girls between 12 and 18 months. Now you can also make it smaller or bigger from 3 to 6 months up to 24 months. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave you some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 5.5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this medium number 4 yarn. This is in the color gray. This is going to be the main color, and I'm also going to use pale rose and then red. These are the same colors that I used to make the little jacket. Now here I have 53 chains. This chain here is measuring about 32 centimeters, which is about 12.5 inches. Now to begin, into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, we're going to make a half double crochet. But to make the half double crochets, we're going to turn our chain like this, and if you notice, we have this little bar that goes right in the back of the chain. So that's where I'm going to insert my hook. If it's easier for you, you can go into the chain like this, like you normally would. This is going to be the front of the baby bonnet. We're going to start from the front towards the back, and then we're going to shape the hind part of the bonnet. So I want to make sure that this part here looks nice in the front. So like I said, into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, insert your hook through the back of the chain like this, first yarn over, and then insert your hook there and make a half double crochet. Half double crochet into the next chain, half double crochet into the next, and so on. This is all we're going to do for this first row. We're just going to make half double crochets. Continue like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this first row, and that's what it looks like. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where we did half double crochets. I have a total of 51 half double crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning, which counts as 1 stitch. So in total 52 stitches. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make single crochets, but we're going to go into the front loop of each one of the half double crochets. The half double crochets have 3 loops. We have this loop here, and then the back loop. We're always going to go through the front loop, this first one here. So insert your hook here into the first half double crochet like this and make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next. Now if you prefer to go on top like this through the middle loop, then you can do that, but it's not going to look the same. What this does is, see how it looks in the front? It has this little braid. That's what I want. So I'm going to continue like this, just making 1 single crochet on each one of the half double crochets from the previous row. I'm here at the end of this row. This is where we did single crochets. It's the second row. So now to finish, here at the end, I need to make 1 last single crochet, and I'm just going to insert my hook here into this chain 2 space, and I'm going to make my last single crochet. So now I have a total of 52 single crochets. Now I'm going to change here to this color red yarn. So I'm going to leave this gray color here waiting. So now insert your hook into the same stitch that you insert your hook to make your last single crochet. Grab a loop in this color red, bring it through the front, and then pass it through this loop in gray. Now pull your stitch like this, and that stitch is going to close now. Now with the color red, we are going to chain 2. 1, 2, turn, And now here we're going to begin to use our pattern stitch. The pattern that I'm going to use is the moss stitch. The moss stitch is worked in multiples of 2. So here to begin, I'm going to skip the first single crochet, and into the second I'm going to make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet, chain 1. This is how I'm going to continue for this first row. We're going to start counting rows so that I can tell you exactly how many rows we're going to do for this part here. So all you do is single crochet, chain 1, and skip 1 single crochet like this, single crochet, chain 1. Continue like this to the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row. I still have 2 stitches. I have a chain 1 space here, so I'm going to skip 1, and into the last single crochet I'm going to make a single crochet. Now for the next row we're going to stop using this red color, but we're going to leave it here waiting when we need to use it on the next in the next 2 rows. We're going to use the color red. So I'm going to grab here this pink color, and I'm just going to insert my hook back into this last single crochet where I did the last single crochet. See right there, grab this loop, bring it through the front, and then pass it through the red loop like this. Now pull the red color like this to close that stitch, and with the pink color now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn. So now for this second row, what we're going to do is inside each one of the chain 1 spaces we are going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. Inside each one of the chain 1 spaces, that's what you're going to do, single crochet, chain 1. Continue like this to the end, and I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have a chain here at the end, so to finish we're going to go into this chain 2 space here, and we're going to make our last single crochet there. Now we're going to stop using this pink color, and I'm going to grab the gray color here. So to grab the gray color, you're going to insert your hook back into the same chain 2 space where you did your last single crochet, and you're going to grab a loop like this, pass this loop through the pink color, and then pull the pink so that that stitch closes, and now you're going to chain 2 and turn. So that's how you're going to finish each row from here on, and that's how you begin each row from here on. Now here you're going to do the same thing we did in this second row. Inside each one of the chain 1 spaces you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into the next, single crochet, chain 1 into the next, and so on. If you're not changing color, then all you do is just make your last single crochet, chain 2, and then turn. That's all. So continue like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. Now to finish from here on, always remember to chain 1 here at the end and insert your hook into this last chain 2 space right there and make your last single crochet. Now from here on, we're always going to have 26 single crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning. Now for the next row, we need to use the color red here, so I'm just going to grab this yarn, and I'm going to insert my hook into this chain 2 space where I did the last single crochet, grab a loop like this, pass it through this last loop in gray, pull the gray color like this, and now chain 2, 1, 2, turn, and from here on, inside each one of the chain 1 spaces you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. There's no need for you to cut your yarn because, as you can see, for every row we're just going to grab the next color that's there. And you don't necessarily have to do this in multi-color, you can do it in one color. But I'm just going to do it like this to match the little sweater that I showed you. Okay, so continue like this. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do from here on, but all you're going to do is just do single crochet chain 1. At the end here, you're going to make your last single crochet into this chain 2 space. Then you're going to change color, grab this pink color, and then start your next row. Okay, so like I said, I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do from here on, but continue watching. I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm here at the end of row 21. So from here up to here, there's 21 rows, and it's measuring from here to here. It's measuring about 14.5 centimeters, which is about 5.75 inches. Now here at the end, I cut my yarn and just passed my yarn through this last loop. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work the center of the bonnet. So here I have my stitch marker. So let me show you where you need to place yours. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 single crochets, and into this chain 1 space put a stitch marker. Then right in the middle we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochets, and then into this chain 1 space put your next stitch marker. Now for this side you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus the 2 chains here. So here, to begin this center part, we're going to turn like this, and we're going to go here where we have this chain 1 space where I have this stitch marker. I'm going to continue with this gray color since this is my main color. So for the rest, or for this part here, I'm going to make it all in one color. So here, grab a loop and chain 2. 1, 2. Into the next chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and so on until you come to this stitch where I have the stitch marker. So here where I have the stitch marker, you're going to make your last single crochet. So for this part here, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning. So from here on, this is all we're going to do. We're going to chain 2 and turn, and into the first chain 1 space make a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into the next, and so on. We're going to continue like this. This is going to be the back. Now we are going to have to seam the edges here along the sides, but that should be no problem. I'll show you how. Now here at the end, into this chain 2 space, make your last single crochet, then chain 2 again and turn. And into the first chain 1 space, make a single crochet, chain 1, and so on. Continue like this. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows we're going to do, so I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished this part. I did a total of 18 rows. Here at the end, I cut my yarn and then just passed my yarn through this last loop so that stitch there closes. So now we're going to need here a needle, and we're going to close here the sides. Now we're going to go from the inside, so this is the right side, so we're going to go on the inside like this. Okay, now to seam this part here, make sure that every time you insert your needle, you're going to go into the row of single crochets or into the row of chain 2. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2. And then here we have single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. So here to begin, we're going to go here to this side where we have the first single crochet. So insert your needle like this, and then we're going to reinforce this stitch. So I'm going to go back in again into this single crochet, which is the last single crochet that I did. I'm going to make one more stitch like this. Perfect. So now the next stitch here is the chain 1 space, and then this next stitch here is a chain 2 space. So insert your needle like this, and we're going to close this part like this. Now the next stitch is the single crochet, so insert your needle like this, and the next one here on the side is the single crochet. Make sure that each stitch corresponds with the other side. Now the chain 1 space, and here is the chain 2 space. Perfect. Now this is how I'm going to continue until I finish at the top. Now you're going to do the exact same thing here on this side. You're just going to cut a piece of yarn and either start from the top down or from the bottom up. Either way, the important thing here is that we close both sides. So continue, and then I'll come back and show you this finished part, and then we'll do the bottom. Okay, I finished closing the sides, and this is what it looks like. Now this is going to be the right side. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to make single crochets all around. So beginning here on this side, I'm going to do this part using this 5mm crochet hook. You can use this other one, the 5.5, but make sure that your stitches are not too loose. Make sure they're nice and tight, because we want this part here to reduce just a bit. So that's why I'm going to use this smaller hook. So here, to begin, we're going to go into this space. This is a chain 2 space there, so grab a loop. I'm going to use this gray color here. So now chain 1, and into this same space here, make a single crochet. Now we're going to skip 1 row, and into the next here, make a single crochet. That's 2, 3, skip 1 row, and into the next. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so we have 12 single crochets here along this part. So now we're going to do this back side. And here we're going to go into this first stitch right here. And I'm going to go into the first chain 1 space and make a single crochet into the next chain 1, single crochet into the next chain 1, and so on. Here we're going to have 9 stitches. So let me count them for you once I finish. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, let's see, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right here. Perfect. So that's what it looks like. And then here we're going to work these 12 single crochets. Just make them in the exact same way you did here. So continue, and I'll meet you right here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end. I have a total of 33 single crochets. We have 12 plus 12 plus 9 here in the center. So now for the second row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Here we're going to work half double crochets into each one of the single crochets, so that at the end of the second row we have 33. So beginning into the first single crochet, make a half double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next, and so on. This is all I'm going to do, so continue like this, and I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 33 half double crochets. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. Here on top of this first half double crochet, we're going to make a half double crochet. Now into the second one here, we're going to work a front post half double crochet, back post half double crochet into the next, front post half double crochet into the next, back post half double crochet into the next, and front post half double crochet into the next. These are all half double crochets, and you're going to alternate between a front post and a back post half double crochet all the way to the end. Now, if you prefer to do half double crochets, I know some people have difficulty doing front post and back post half double crochets. You can also do half double crochets here. Just go on top of each one of the ones from the previous row, and then you can do it that way. But I'm going to work this part here like this. So I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. Here at the end, I did a half double crochet into the last half double crochet here. So now for the fourth row, chain 1 and turn. Beginning on top of this first half double crochet, make a half double crochet, and then the next stitch is a back post half double crochet, so we're going to make a back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet, and so on. We're going to do this for this 4th row. When you finish here, you're going to make your last half double crochet here at the end. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 4th row. This is what it looks like. This is the back. So now what we're going to do here is, I've noticed that this part here is a bit too open. It's too wide. So I'm going to work slip stitches here for this part. It's not going to show, so if you try this on your little girl and you feel that this is fine like this, then you don't have to do this. So I'm going to do this because I think it'll look a lot better. So here, chain 1, and into this last half double crochet that I did, make a single crochet into the next row, single crochet into the next, and now here make a single crochet into this last space, and we're going to go in between each one of the half double crochets and then do a slip stitch. This is going to reduce the front part of the bonnet so it's not too open. So this is all I'm going to do here for this part. Continue here at the end, right about here, you're going to do single crochet. So I'll meet you once this part here is done to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these slip stitches here around the front, and here I did my last single crochet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a cord here. So I'm going to go back to this 5.5mm crochet hook, and here I have this pink color. I'm going to use 2 colors, but if you don't want to use 2 colors, you can use the same color here. You just need 2 strands. So now insert your hook into this same stitch where I did my last single crochet, grab a loop in this pink color or whatever color you're going to use. Now I have 2 loops on the hook. Now we're going to wrap the yarn, the pink yarn again, like this. Make a loop. I have 3 loops with the gray, close. Again, wrap the yarn, close. The pink is what we wrap, and we close the stitches with the gray, like this. This is how I'm going to continue until I have my cord here. Not sure how long it's going to be, but continue watching and I'll let you know exactly how long I'm going to make mine. And this is what it looks like. See how pretty that is? Perfect. So continue and I'll meet you once this part here is done to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making my cord. It's measuring about 9 inches, which is about 23 centimeters. Here at the end, I just cut my yarn and I just passed my yarn through this last loop, and this part here is done. That's what it looks like. So now we're going to do the exact same thing we did here on this other side. So we're going to insert our hook into this last stitch right about here. Now we're going to grab a loop here with both colors. So just grab a loop like this, bring it through the front, and now with the pink color, wrap it around. Here we have 3 loops, and with the gray, we are going to close these 3 loops. Again, wrap the pink color and close. Wrap, close, wrap, close. And this is how I'm going to continue and finish this other side, and I'm going to make it the same length as the other side. Okay, continue, and then I'll come back and show you the finished bonnet. Okay, I finished my hat, my cords are done, and this is what it looks like. That's the back, and this is what it looks like from the front. Now, let me give you the finished measurements. From top to bottom, it's measuring about 18 centimeters, which is about 7 inches. And right across, it's measuring 18.5 centimeters, which is about 7.25 inches. So based on these measurements, this little cap is for baby girls between 1 and 2 years old. This was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.